let's talk about the fact that this movie is a day in the life film, and I'm really into those types of, works of art. I like that Car Wash takes just a single day, literally like a 10-hour span, to cover the lives of all of the different people in this ensemble, right? We have a single car wash, basically a single location, and I'm like a sucker for that type of format. I think about movies like Friday, which is, of course, a black classic that also takes place in LA. And I cannot help but think about that when watching this film because there are these thematic and structural similarities. We have Friday, which is one day in the lives of Craig and Smokey and, all the people in their neighborhood. And we get to see what happens to them on this particular Friday. Or when I think about Kendrick Lamar's Good Kid, Mad City, which to me functions kind of like a day in the life of a young Kendrick Lamar, right, in Compton. So I really like works of art that zoom in on a single day or a single place, and they have a kind of power that, sprawling epics where there's multiple locations, multiple days, multiple time periods. There's something really nice about the simplicity of being in one place for one day and getting to look into the lives of those people or those characters. So I really like that. It has a certain amount of constraint that allows people to really have to use their imagination because they are limited with the places that they can go and the things that they can do. So I really like that. And I feel like Car Wash does that really well. It's a single location film. Everything happens in or around the car wash. And because of that, we get to know the people a little bit. And we don't get to know all of them equally, but we get to know enough about each person to kind of care about what happens to them at the end of the day. So I enjoy that. I also want to say this feels like kind of like a precursor to The Office. It feels like it definitely has the energy of an ensemble workplace comedy. You have people with different personalities and backgrounds thrown together in this shared space. You got the person who takes their job too seriously, which, is why I compared Earl to Dwight Schrute. You got the young idealist, you got the romantic, we got pranksters, the guy who gives terrible advice. We have silly little conflicts with, mouse ears and all of that stuff. And it feels like something that could or would happen in The Office. And just like The Office, underneath the silliness, there are some real human stories. So we have people who have real dreams and disappointments. And I think that Car Wash could be considered an actual precursor to The Office, which came out decades later. So I see Car Wash having an influence on other more modern works of art, which I think is pretty cool. And for them making a workplace ensemble comedy with a predominantly black cast, have it be funny and on some level emotionally resonant is kind of a big deal.